It's here. The moon is sending warnings for the third week of September 2025. The next 7 days will not be normal. Energy is shifting fast. Paths are crossing. Hidden truths are about to rise. This is not a small change. It's a wake-up call. The kind of moment that can push you forward or pull you back if you're not paying attention. Every cycle of the moon carries a message. But this week, the message is louder, heavier, impossible to ignore. It touches your emotions, your choices, even your relationships. And you are being asked to see it clearly, to act, not just watch. So stay with me. But first, like this video, subscribe and type 99999 in the comments. The third week of September brings a powerful lunar alignment. The moon connects with shifting planetary forces, creating a wave of energy that cannot be ignored. It is not soft or subtle. It moves like a current that shakes loose what has been buried. This alignment holds deep symbolism. The moon acts as a mirror reflecting hidden truths and emotions. What was in the shadows begins to surface, demanding recognition. It is a time when clarity arrives suddenly like lightning breaking through the night sky. For human energy, this shift stirs intensity. Feelings rise quickly. Choices carry more weight. Restless thoughts push for release. This can feel heavy, but it is also cleansing, stripping away what no longer belongs. It matters now because the moon is closing one chapter and opening another. What is released in these days clears the path for transformation. From today, everything you feel carries extra weight. The third week of September 2025 is charged with emotion, and the smallest thoughts can echo like thunder. Some of you may feel a heaviness in your chest, a quiet sense of nostalgia for things you can't even name. Others may notice frustration bubbling up without a clear reason, as if every choice feels magnified. This is not a mistake. It is the moon pulling emotions into the surface so they can no longer be ignored. Think of it like a mirror being held in front of you. Not the polished, smiling version you show the world, but the raw reflection, the one that shows the parts of your life you tend to avoid. Relationships where you've stayed silent too long. Habits you know are draining your spirit. Dreams that have been put aside for years waiting for the right moment. That mirror doesn't judge. It simply shows with perfect honesty what has been hidden. And when that mirror appears, the natural reaction is discomfort. You may feel tension in your conversations, a pull between holding back and speaking your truth. You may sense that time feels both fast and heavy as if the clock is ticking louder. This is not meant to punish you. It is meant to wake you up. Because when emotions rise, they carry the seed of change. Reflection under this moon is not only about looking back. It's about noticing how the present moment feels in your body. That nervous flutter before a conversation. The sigh you give when you enter a room you no longer feel at home in. The excitement that sparks when you think of possibilities you've been too afraid to chase. Every small signal is part of the message. The moon magnifies them so that you can't dismiss them as random. Picture your life as a garden. Over the years, seeds have been planted. Some grew into flowers that still bring you joy, while others have become weeds that quietly drain the soil. This week, the moon highlights both. You see what must be watered with love and what must be cut away, so that growth can continue. The process is not always easy, but it is always necessary. There is also a collective layer to this. Many people around you are going through the same intensity, even if they can't put it into words. That sudden distance you feel from a friend, that burst of emotion from a loved one, or even the strange quietness in the air, all of it is part of the same energetic wave. Understanding this helps you move with compassion instead of resistance. This is the moment to pause and ask yourself, where am I holding on too tightly? What am I afraid to release? And what part of me is quietly begging to be heard? The answers don't need to come instantly. They unfold in layers, but only if you are willing to listen without distraction. Every emotion surfacing now is not random. It's guidance. Loneliness is showing you where connection is missing. Anxiety is pointing at what feels uncertain or unsafe. Nostalgia is reminding you of the values and dreams you once held close. These feelings are not obstacles. They are signals, maps leading you back to your center. So take this week seriously. Notice the emotions that rise, but don't run from them. Allow yourself to reflect honestly on where your life is aligned and where it is not. This is how the moon speaks, not with words, but through the silent power of what you feel. Right now, the moon is amplifying everything around you. And the third week of September 2025 is not about sitting back and waiting. It's about stepping into the current and directing it with intention. This isn't a week to drift along. It's a week to choose where your energy goes and to do it consciously. When the moon carries this much weight, your decisions matter more. Your silence speaks louder and your actions echo further. Think of it as a magnifying lens hovering above your life. Every small detail is larger, every move more noticeable, and when the magnification is this strong, the way forward is through clarity and deliberate steps. Start with your daily rhythm. When you wake before the noise of the world reaches you, allow yourself to settle into a single thought. How do I want today to carry me? Not the entire week, not the month, only today. The moon's cycles thrive on presence. And in this moment, presence is your strongest tool. A single choice made with awareness has more impact now than a dozen decisions made in distraction. It's like water dripping on stone. Focused attention shapes your future more than frantic effort ever will. Relationships are especially illuminated during this alignment. You may discover unspoken layers in conversations, subtle truths in the way someone's eyes linger, or distance in the way words are delivered. Instead of rushing past these signals, give them space. This is the moon urging you to lean into authenticity. Choose honesty, not performance. When your words carry truth, they carve pathways for deeper connection. Avoid covering cracks with quick fixes. Instead, see them as places where stronger foundations can be built. Relationships now are either strengthened through honesty or weakened through avoidance. There is no middle ground. Work and personal ambitions also come under this lunar spotlight. You may notice projects or ideas suddenly gaining speed while others lose their spark. Don't waste energy forcing what no longer grows. Instead, redirect it toward the tasks and dreams that naturally expand under this influence. Imagine walking into a room where some plants lean eagerly toward the sunlight, while others shrink into shadows. The choice is simple. Nourish the growth that thrives. Let go of what no longer responds to your care. This is not failure. It is refinement, and refinement is power. Your inner dialogue deserves attention too. Thoughts can be slippery, quick to spiral, but this week they carry extra momentum. Speak to yourself the way you would to someone you admire, with respect, with patience, with encouragement. Words matter more than ever when the moon is strong. And the words you repeat inside your mind shape the energy you project outward. If doubt rises, answer it with clarity. If uncertainty lingers, remind yourself that clarity arrives step by step, not all at once. What matters is choosing the direction, not solving every detail immediately. This lunar alignment also sharpens intuition. You may find yourself drawn towards certain choices without a clear explanation. Trust those pulls because they come from a deeper place than logic. Imagine walking through a forest where some paths feel inviting, while others seem heavy and unwelcoming. Which would you choose? Intuition is the whisper guiding you toward the brighter path. Even when the map looks unclear, allow that inner compass to have a say in your decisions this week, especially when hesitation arises. Practical action under this moon doesn't need to be dramatic. It needs to be steady. Write down one priority each morning and commit to finishing it. Clear one corner of your space that feels cluttered. Speak one truth that has been sitting quietly inside you. These steps may look small, but under this alignment, they carry amplified influence. Think of them as keys turning locks you didn't even realize were closed. By the end of the week, these unlocked doors reveal more momentum than you could have imagined. Energy management is essential now. Too much input from outside sources can drown out your own clarity. Set boundaries around your time and attention. Not every conversation deserves your response. Not every demand deserves your energy. Choose carefully what you allow in, because the moon magnifies not only what you create, but also what you consume. Feed your mind and spirit with intention. If something leaves you drained, limit it. If something leaves you inspired, lean toward it. These decisions shape the foundation for the weeks to come. As the days unfold, remember that growth doesn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happens in consistent choices repeated with care. The moon in September 2025 is reminding you that small steps aligned with awareness ripple outward into transformation. Each sunrise offers a chance to redirect, to refine, to realign. This is not pressure, it's opportunity. The kind of opportunity that rarely comes twice. The moon is still holding its intensity, and the second half of this guidance is where the deeper work begins. The third week of September 2025 isn't simply about noticing patterns. It's about taking action that sets the stage for the months ahead. Energy like this doesn't arrive to entertain you. It arrives to redirect you, and if you use it wisely, the direction it creates can carry you far beyond what you imagined possible. One of the most powerful steps you can take is to clear space. This doesn't only mean physical clutter, though that is part of it. It means clearing outdated commitments, routines, and expectations that no longer match who you are becoming. Think of your life as a bookshelf. When every shelf is crowded with old titles you never read anymore, there's no room for the new stories that are waiting to be written. By making space, you're signaling that you're ready to receive what is aligned with this new cycle. This week also highlights courage. The moon in this alignment doesn't reward avoidance. It amplifies bravery. Courage isn't always dramatic. Often, it's in the small acts that shift the course of everything. Sending a message you've been postponing. Making a decision you've been circling around for months. Saying yes to something that excites you even if you don't know the outcome. Each courageous choice acts like a spark that lights the next step. The more sparks you create, the brighter your path becomes. Relationships will keep echoing with importance during this phase. Pay attention to who naturally rises closer and who quietly drifts away. This is part of the energetic refinement. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next season, and the moon is making that distinction clear. Instead of clinging to what feels distant, invest in the bonds that grow stronger under this light. Offer kindness freely, but give your deepest energy to the connections that nourish your spirit rather than drain it. This is not about rejection. It's about alignment. Your body also speaks loudly under this influence. When energy is heightened, your physical state becomes a reflection of your choices. Nourishment, movement, and rest aren't just routines. They are signals of respect for yourself. Pay attention to what strengthens you. Eat foods that bring clarity instead of heaviness. Move in ways that make you feel present inside your own skin. Give yourself moments of stillness, not as escape, but as recalibration. Each decision in how you care for yourself carries long-term resonance far beyond this week. Creativity is another doorway opening. Now, even if you don't think of yourself as creative, the moon urges expression. It could be writing a thought in a notebook, arranging your space differently, experimenting with a new recipe, or exploring music that shifts your mood. These acts of expression are not hobbies. They are signals to the universe that you are willing to engage with life more fully, and when you engage, opportunities begin to flow toward you, drawn to your willingness to create. Financial choices and material matters also come under this lunar influence. The guidance here is simple. Clarity first, action second. Look at where your resources are going and ask whether they are supporting your growth or draining it. This is not about scarcity. It's about direction. Money, like energy, flows where intention leads it. The moon highlights whether you are investing in distractions or in foundations. Even a small shift in how you direct your resources this week can ripple forward with surprising strength. As September 2025 moves forward, the intensity of these days will begin to settle, but the seeds you plant now will continue to grow. That's why your awareness and actions matter so much in this window. Imagine standing at a crossroads where one path is paved with repetition and the other with new possibilities. The moon doesn't choose for you, but it does shine a light on both roads, making the choice impossible to ignore. This is your invitation to take the path that expands you. Finally, remember that alignment is not perfection. You don't need to get every step right. What matters is showing up with intention. If you drift, return. If you stumble, adjust. The moon doesn't demand flawless execution. It encourages movement with awareness. Each moment you choose authenticity, you step closer to the version of yourself that this cycle is calling forward. The third week of September is not ordinary. It is charged. It is alive, and it is opening doors. Walk through them with courage, clarity, and commitment, and watch how the next chapter of your journey begins to unfold with power you didn't realize you had. The moon warnings reach their loudest point, and what they demand is not hesitation but courage. When such signals appear, they are not whispers to be tucked away and ignored. They arrive like a drumbeat in the distance, growing louder with each passing moment, calling you forward. These warnings are not meant to frighten you, but to awaken something long asleep within your spirit. The path ahead is no longer about waiting for signs to fall into your hands. It is about realizing that the signs have already arrived and they are urging you to rise. For many, the moon warnings reveal themselves through the way daily life suddenly carries more intensity. Conversations that used to drift easily now reveal hidden weight. Small choices that once passed unnoticed now echo with lasting consequences. This magnification is not chaos. It is a spotlight. It points directly toward what needs your attention, leaving no space for distractions. What was once background noise is now unmistakably clear, and that clarity is a gift disguised as challenge. The moon warnings are not random interruptions. They arrive with precision, aligning with moments when humanity is most in need of direction. This is one of those times. The warnings carry both urgency and opportunity, a reminder that the crossroads you are standing at is not permanent. You can continue repeating the same cycles, or you can choose to step into a new trajectory that demands bravery. The moon does not force the choice. It only illuminates it. And now the light is so bright that pretending not to see is no longer an option. Think of your life as a great river. For years, perhaps, it has followed a steady current, moving along familiar bends and shores. But the moon warnings are like a sudden rise in the tide, shifting the flow, carving out new paths through rock and soil. The river will not be the same after this. You have a decision. Either cling to the banks in fear of change or move with the current and discover new landscapes waiting downstream. One option keeps you stagnant. The other carries you into discovery. This is the essence of the turning point. It is not a single dramatic instant, but a collection of moments that accumulate into something undeniable. A decision to stand taller during a difficult conversation, a choice to let go of obligations that no longer nourish you, a promise to yourself that the past will not dictate the next chapter. These small acts become the building blocks of transformation. The moon warnings push you toward them, not as punishment but as empowerment because you are ready for more than you have allowed yourself to admit. You may notice that resistance rises whenever change approaches. That resistance is not proof you should stop. It is proof you are on the threshold of breakthrough. The moon warnings sharpen that resistance, showing you where your fears live, where your hesitation lingers, where you are tempted to remain comfortable rather than step into the unknown. But the unknown is where growth waits. Safety and repetition may feel secure, but it robs you of expansion. The moon is not interested in your comfort. It is interested in your evolution. These warnings also stir something collective. It is not only your private journey unfolding, but a wider wave of human awakening. Look around and you may see it. More voices rising for truth, more hearts seeking depth, more communities longing for connection. The moon warnings ripple through all of us, weaving individual transformations into a greater tapestry of change. When you step forward, you are not only shaping your destiny but contributing to a shift that extends far beyond your own life. This is why courage matters now more than ever. Courage is not the absence of uncertainty. It is the decision to act with purpose despite uncertainty. It is walking through the doorway even when you cannot see the entire room beyond it. The moon warnings invite this kind of courage because without it the cycle repeats and the opportunity dissolves. To ignore the call is to turn away from a rare chance to redefine yourself. To answer it is to step into alignment with what you were meant to embody. The climax of this journey comes when you understand that nothing outside you holds more power than what is already inside you. The moon warnings may appear in the sky, but their true impact is written across your choices, your voice, your presence in the world. When you recognize that, the warnings transform from external signals into internal awakening. You become the embodiment of the very guidance you once sought. That is the highest point of empowerment. Not relying on a distant sign, but realizing you have always been the sign. Every great transformation begins with a moment like this. A moment where the comfort of standing still is outweighed by the cost of not moving forward. The moon warnings push you to confront that cost. They do not promise ease, but they promise authenticity. They do not guarantee smooth roads, but they guarantee roads worth traveling. They do not erase the past, but they hand you the pen to author the future. What rises now is not fear, but strength. Strength to close chapters that no longer serve your growth. Strength to build new foundations where once there was hesitation. Strength to claim your life as your own, no longer shaped by expectations that drain you. This strength does not arrive in a single dramatic wave. It arrives in steady, deliberate steps. Each step carries you closer to the life that has been waiting on the horizon. And each step is guided by the light of these moon warnings. So the challenge is clear. Stop postponing the version of yourself that you know is possible. Stop waiting for perfect timing, for approval, for guarantees that never arrive. Step forward while the moon warnings still burn brightly, because they will not shine this way forever. Use this charged moment to declare through action that you are ready for more. The world is waiting for your courage, your honesty, your voice. The time to rise is not later, it is now. The moon warnings are not meant to pass like ordinary markers of time. They are thresholds that once crossed cannot be undone. This is why hesitation carries such weight during this cycle. Standing at the edge of transformation with your hands folded is like watching a door open and refusing to walk through it. The warnings are offering an opening, and openings like this do not arrive often. They come when the old structure has grown too heavy, and the new horizon is ready to reveal itself. At this turning point, clarity does not arrive as a tidy plan. It arrives as a surge of knowing that you cannot continue the way you have. That knowing, even if it feels unfinished, is enough. It is like standing in a room filled with fog where you cannot see the whole path ahead, but you see the next few steps clearly. Imagine walking into a great hall lined with doors. Some are already open, inviting you in with their golden light. Others remain closed, waiting for you to turn the handle. In truth, the climax of this experience is not only about recognizing your strength, it is about using it. Action is the turning point. You can understand the warnings, speak about them, even admire their symbolism, but nothing changes until you embody the message through movement. That movement may look different for each of you. For some, it is walking away from what drains you. For others, it is beginning something you have delayed for far too long. For others still, it is the choice to finally stand in honesty even if your voice trembles. The moon warnings have built to this peak for a reason. They are not merely signs in the sky. They are invitations for you to rise into your own life with both hands open. Do not underestimate the power of even a single step forward in this moment. What you choose to do under these warnings reverberates into the months ahead. Each action becomes a seed, and the soil is more fertile now than it has been in years. Seeds planted under this light grow with unusual speed, bearing fruit that can reshape the story of your life, and so the call becomes undeniable. The moon warnings do not ask politely. They strike like a drum that commands attention, reminding you that hesitation has a cost and courage has a reward. You have been given this signal because you are ready to respond even if part of you still doubts. That doubt is not stronger than your will. That hesitation is not stronger than your truth. The challenge set before you is simple. Embody what you have always known you could be. And do it now. September 2025 has carried a rare charge, and the third week stands as a reminder that the moon has been calling with clarity and strength. Its warnings are not noise to overlook, but signals urging action. The days we are stepping through now are not ordinary, and the energy they carry reaches far beyond a single week. Transformation is not waiting somewhere distant. It is happening in the present, in the choices made with awareness, in the courage to release what no longer belongs, and in the determination to step forward into the unknown. The moon highlights the path, but it is your presence, your honesty, and your willingness to act that give the light its meaning. Hope runs through every layer of this moment. Even when the intensity seems overwhelming, there is always a thread guiding you toward renewal. That thread is not fragile. It is stronger than doubt, stronger than fear, stronger than the temptation to remain unchanged. Following it is how growth takes root. Now it is time to share your voice. Leave a comment about what this week has stirred within you, or what transformations you are ready to step into. Subscribe if you are new here and share this message so others can walk this path with us. The moon will speak again, and the next chapter we uncover together will carry even greater revelations.